Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good afternoon. On the national news this hour from Babagide Imo Television, first the headlines. I won't tolerate non-performance. Tinubu wants new Nnpcl board. Fubara, Wike strike deal. Soyinka calls for commission to probe sabotage of Mambila power project. Finally, solve Bolaige's murder case. On sports, Nigeria Super Eagles in search for consistent playmakers. I am Morire Rabila Lawal, the news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has warned the board of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (Nnpcl) that non-performance will not be tolerated. The president, who inaugurated the board of the Nnpcl at the State House on Monday, also warned that conduct suggesting a sense of entitlement will not be tolerated. According to a statement by the presidential spokesman, Ajuri Ngelale, the president said the board could be dissolved without prior notice to members over non-performance. He also said corporate social responsibility for the Niger Delta must be taken seriously, considering the devastating effect of oil exploration and exploitation on the environment. Niger Delta must be seen as the goose that lays the golden egg, and we must treat that region with the desired respect and care. It is not asking for too much to ensure quality and constant water supply, schools, medical facilities, and roads. The president directed that more attention should be given to gas as Nigerian transitions to cleaner energy, adding that we need to show that we are committed to the welfare of our country. Peace may return to Rivers State following the decision of the two warring camps led by Governor Siminalayi Fubara and Chief Nyesom Wike to embrace the peace deal brokered by President Bola Tinubu. The 8-point agreement titled Directives for the Resolution of the Political Impasse in Rivers State was signed yesterday by the Governor and Federal Capital Territory FCT Minister to Asobile shortly after the President reconciled them. According to the resolutions, House of Assembly Speaker Martins Amehuwe's position was affirmed, and lawmakers are to drop their impeachment plan against the governor. The two parties are to withdraw all court cases triggered by the crisis. Other signatories to the pact include Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Odu, National Security Advisor NSA Nuhu Ribadu, Speaker Amehulo, People's Democratic Party PDP Chairman Aaron Chukwuemeka, and All Progressive Congress APC Caretaker Committee Chairman Chief Tony Okocha. Also present at the meeting was former Governor Peter Audley, who has been pacifying the warring leaders. It was the second time that President Tinubu invited the two camps to Abuja for a truce. Last month, the two divides resumed their hostilities after the peace deal by the president broke down. The House of Assembly complex was pulled down on the orders of state government, and the High Court sitting in the Port Harcourt, the state capital, recognized the former majority leader Edison Ehie as speaker. Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka has called for a non-partisan commission to probe the sabotage that followed the murder of a former Minister of Justice, Bola Ige, and the massive corruption that caused the Mambila power project collapse. Information earlier reported that Soyinka criticized the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) over the unjust detention of a former Minister of Power, Dr. Olu Agboloye, noting that it was in total contempt of sense and justice. Bola Ige was assassinated on December 23, 2001 in his residence in Ibadan, Oyo State, during the tenure of former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Soyinka, in a release on Monday, noted that it was time for Nigeria to finally put the Mambila project to rest by establishing a commission of inquiry to resolve the controversies. Bandits have abducted 11 people at Kobowo village in Kagako, LGA of Kano State, and demanded 16 million naira with 4 brand new motorcycles for the victims. Information learned that Kobowo is 2 kilometers away from neighboring Kudiri village in the area, where 29 villages are held captive despite paying 10 million naira by relations to the victims. A resident of the community, Alkali Danjuma, said the incident happened on Saturday around 11:12 p.m. when the bandits invaded the community and whisked away the victim, including 3 children. He said the bandit leader called on Sunday evening after a contact had been established and demanded for the money and 4 motorcycles from family and relations of the victims. In fact, some of these bandits came on motorcycles shooting into the air, while some of their gang members entered 3 houses and whisked away 11 people, including children, he said. The village chief of the Nyarin Kudiri, Wakili Ilya, confirmed the latest kidnap incident in the community, saying in fact it was around 2 a.m. this morning he received a call that bandits had invaded Kobo and abducted some people. The chief, who expressed worry over incessant abduction by the bandits, appealed to the government to come to their aid in rescuing some of the abducted victims in this village, which he said were still being held hostage for 2 months now. Nigerians, especially the Yoruba community in Ghana, are mourning the sudden death of Iyalode of Yoruba in Ghana, Alhaja Chief Risikatu Vadampour. The family broke the news of her death. The sad incident was said to have happened in an aircraft that was bringing her and members of the family, immediate family, from Abuja to Ghana. The Oni of Ife, Adeye Ogunsi Ojaja II, who happens to be the one of her closest family friends, was said to have received the news of her death with rude shock. It would be recalled that the Oni was one who conferred the title of Iyalode of Yoruba in Ghana on her at a world-class chieftaincy program that saw over 30 distinguished Yoruba entrepreneurs in Ghana being honored. Since that event, Oni has been close to the woman because of her strong disposition to the Oduduwa kingdom. Narrating the way the issue happened, a top Yoruba figure and chief in Ghana, Alhaji Surakat Lawal, said the plane was only 10 minutes from landing when the woman mysteriously passed on. Moving on to the next story. Operative of the Delta State Police Command has rescued a 54-year-old man from kidnappers in Okwe, local government area of the state, and recovered ammunition. Spokesperson of the command, DSP Bright Edefe, who disclosed this in a statement on Monday, December 18, 2023, said the victim was rescued during a stop and search along Okutere community. According to the PPRO, the kidnappers, who were in a Toyota Camry, jumped out of the vehicle and fled into a nearby bush, abandoning the victim. Information gathered that during the conducted area and the Ember month period keep yielding positive results, as the operative of the command have successfully foiled an attempt kidnapping and recovered 2 AK-47 rifles on 17th of this month. The statement reads, on the said date, again, the command received credible information about a gang of suspected kidnappers around Okwe, LGA. Acting on this information, the Commissioner of Police, Delta State Police Command, CP Wale Abbas, directed the Commander Safer Highway CSP Joseph Onubi to mobilize men deployed around Sapele axis. Finally, on sports. As the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON in Ivory Coast draws closer, Nigeria Super Eagles are currently faced with lack of consistent playmakers in the squad. The playmaker is one who controls the offensive flow of a team, usually ending up in providing an assist. The playmaker can distribute passes through narrow angles, swerve past defenders, and create goal opportunity when it seems impossible. This is one department that seems to be lacking in the current Super Eagles under head coach Nnpcl. The Super Eagles have struggled for quality attacking midfielders since Austin J.J. Okocha retired in 2006, and recently since John Obi Mikel hung up his boots in September 2022. The current playmakers such as Joe Aribo, Alex Iwobi, and Kelechi Iheanacho have not really impressed under Pesero. The aforementioned players are doing well for their club side, but in the Super Eagles under Pesero, they have not really hit the climax in that role. Nigeria is blessed with creative midfield players both home and abroad. There are players such as Etihad Sports Fisayo Dele Bashiru, Club Brugge Raphael Onyedike Nwadike, Leicester City Wilfred Ndidi, and Caves Kelechi Nwakali would need to be given the chance to play in the playmaker role under Pesero. With our sports news, we've come to the end of today's national news from BGI Television. Before we go, some headlines. I won't tolerate non-performance. Tinubu wants new Nnpcl board. Fubara, Wike strike deal. Shoinka calls for a commission to probe sabotage of Mambila power project. Finally, solve Bola Ige's murder case. On sports, Nigeria Super Eagles in search for consistent playmakers. For updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Baba Bagade Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select open all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagade Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. Thank you for watching. I am Moriri Rabila Lawa. Good afternoon.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.